Hi there folks, my name's NovaWrap and welcome to the NovaWrap, your one-stop location for your simulation release news and goings on from the week that was. So here we are for another episode on Sunday the 24th of June 2018, and it is summer sale time, so there is not a huge amount of content coming out at the moment because quite a few retailers, most notably Steam, have launched their summer sales. So it's going to be a pretty light episode this week, but there is some interesting stuff that has made its way onto the platform. So I'm also just going to highlight as well because I've started messing around with it again because I do love it. It's just I never get a chance to put as much time into it as I'd like. The DCS World Store is also having its summer sale as well, and it is having up to 50% off on pretty much everything except Persian Gulf and the F-18. So if you were umming and ahhing about picking up some stuff for Steam, then this is probably the time you want to grab it, because the DCS guys don't do a whole heap of sales very often, so when they do, it's pretty much a big deal. So just going to throw that one out there for everyone if you're interested. Anyway, moving on to the actual releases for this week, and pretty much in the flight simulation world, it's been dominated by X-Plane this week. So last week we didn't see a lot of X-Plane releases. In fact, I don't think we saw any new releases. We saw teasers, but we didn't see any releases. This week we saw two releases for X-Plane 11, the first one being from the guys over at Carinado. So they've released their 690B Turbo Commander. So previously released for the ESP platforms, they've now brought it across to X-Plane 11, and as we've come to expect from the quality of Carinado, they've come out with a fully updated livery and model for the taking full advantage of the PBR and VR compatibilities of X-Plane 11. So yeah, fully natively VR compatible, along with the full realization of the PBR texturing and high resolution graphics that we've come to expect from the guys over at Carinado. It also includes updated flight physics, customized, optimized ground handling, and flight dynamics and engine dynamics customized directly for X-Plane 11 and its little quirks and idiosyncrasies. Includes a full integration for the X-Plane 11 GNS 530, but it also maintains full support for Reality XP's GTN 750 if you do have that product as well. It's been updated and verified against actual real-world Turbo Commander pilots to make sure that it does maintain realistic weight and balance and realistic behaviors as compared to the normal aircraft. As usual, comes with 5 HD liveries, as well as a HD blank texture for repainters, as well as a full custom sound set modeling this beautiful turbocharged aircraft. In the other X-Plane 11 release this week, we saw the guys over at Aerobask release the new product, but they released this one for free. So the guys of Aerobask have been sort of released quite a few light aircraft over the years for X-Plane, and they've come out with the Robin DR401, which is a wooden spat monoplane conceived by Robin Aircraft. So it's a tricycle undercarriage for passenger aircraft, so sort of in the light aircraft experimental category. Very interesting sort of modeling of this one that they've done. So it's a fully accurate flight model tweaked by X Aerodynamics with integrated laminar Garmin G1000, fully functional 3D cockpit, which is fully compatible with VR as well, with full 4K high resolution PBR textures and FMOD quality sounds for the engines and the simulator systems as well as simulated FADEC tests and preheating windshield reflections and a full optimization for it, the platform as well. So this one is coming in, as I said, as a freeware aircraft available for download from explain.org, but is also available as a free, with a free texture download for Leary repainters as well. My good friend and fellow YouTuber Belgiode has been flying this around and is absolutely loving it, so I'm looking forward to taking this out for a test spin as well. Looking pretty cool and pretty interesting, and of course, as I said, it's the gull wing design is really interesting as well. Like it's always interesting to see sort of like with the wingtips sort of canted up like that. It's a very interesting design and it's something that fascinates me, but yes. So as I said, this one is available as a free release from the guys at Aerobask, available now from the Aerobask website or available from xplane.org. Moving out of X-Plane and moving into FSX Steam Edition for a moment. So FSX Steam Edition saw a release, again, one of, as we see a lot of the times with the FSX Steam Edition, we saw a re-release onto the Steam platform of Flight Tales 2 Adrenaline. Now, this pack has been out for a really long time. I'm pretty sure it's 3 years, because I remember reviewing this one a really long time ago. It's basically it's a 12 mission pack that has some interesting features about it. One of them is you actually have a wingsuit where you actually fly in a wingsuit, which is kind of cool, kind of weird, kind of awesome. You've got some medevac options. You've got a couple of missions where you're driving a ground vehicle. You've got a powerboat race where you're actually racing in with in a powerboat. There's a couple of story sort of driven missions in there as well as some custom scenery, custom terrain. I'm gonna stand by the review I originally did, which is it's not bad, but it leaves a bit to be desired. I personally think it's, as I said, it's about half of the mission pack is really well done, is really interesting. The other half is mixed at best, and kind of disappointing for a couple of things as well. Most notably, one of the helicopters they use in it. But so if you're going to get it, I think at $20 US on Steam, I think it is a little overpriced. And again, the price point hasn't changed much over the last few years. If you're going to get this one, pick this one up on sale. Because as I said, it's got some interesting missions in it, which are kind of cool, kind of interesting, and kind of interesting as well, story driven. But there are other missions in it which are just not worth it. So yeah, I'd say pick this one up when it's on a 50% off sale. I would say for this one. So keep an eye on it. But if you do want to grab it up anyway, I'm going to put a link to my original video review in the description down below, if you can have a look at it in action, see what you think. Otherwise, this one is available now on Steam. Moving out of the flight simulation, well, actually no, sticking with the flight simulation world, but moving to a standalone release. So we saw a VR release come to us from Magic Valley Studio. So Magic Valley Studio is a Chinese developer, and they've brought out to us they especially specialize in VR experiences, and this time around is their first foray into VR flight simulation with their J15 Fighter Jet VR. If you're looking for an accurate, flight simulation experience, you're not going to find it here. This is a arcade VR technology demonstrator, is what this is. It has a cool, interesting feature. So the J15 is the Chinese designation for the Su-27. The Russian Su-27 and Su-33, and this is depicts the carrier-based version of the Chinese carrier Liaoning, which is the former Russian Kusanev, Admiral Kusanev. So it's it's arcade, straight up. There's just no getting around it. It's very arcadey, but as a VR technology demonstrator, it could be interesting to see, and to do carrier ops in VR, always fun and interesting, particularly with the kind of carrier operations that the Russian carriers do, where there's no catapult, it's a ski jump, so it could be interesting. So it's coming in, so as I said, I think it's a little overpriced for what it is as well. So it's $17 US for this one. It sort of proclaims itself to be a modern air combat VR game based on the Unreal Engine developed meticulously by Magic Valley Studios. Various things about various weapons you can use to attack. Again, it's all very arcade-ish, so I'm not... It's, cautious putting this one in the simulator genre, but, it is tagged as that, so I will cover it for you guys. It is an early access title as well, so we may see it evolve, we may see it improve, we may see things change, I don't know. But as I said, if you're interested, you pick this one available now, $17 US available now on Steam. Moving out of the flight simulation world, now moving into the world of train simulation. The guys over at Train Simulator have released a couple of packs this week. So the first one we saw was the GP40-2 pack, locomotive pack. So I actually thought there already was a GP40-2 in Train Simulator. I may be wrong, but I thought this came out ages ago. But anyway, so this is a version. It's diesel electric locomotion that was a stalwart of American railroading for over 40 years. Now this is maybe it was the first generation one that's already available for Train Simulator. I don't know. Anyway, but yes, so this one is a very much a stalwart of freight hauling, more than passenger things, and it could be seen going across long haul destinations throughout America. This one is modeled and comes included with 3 career scenarios as well. So this comes as a fully detailed version of the Electromotive GP40-2 in 5 authentic liveries, railroad-specific headlights and details, running with both a fully realized cold and dark startup and cold and dark start option, as well as being able to jump straight in with quick drive compatibility as well. You get a whole heap of rolling stock as well, including the DNR GW 70-ton open-top hopper, 86-foot auto parts boxcar, Union Pacific steel car, and 2-bay stone ballast car, GSX 50-foot boxcar, and a 3-bay covered hopper are all included as well. So got quite a bit of stuff for your options as well. Again, as I said, fully compatible with Steam Workshop scenarios, fully compatible with quick drive scenarios. The 3 career scenarios that are included here are, as usual, do require a separate add-on. The Salt Lake City route extension is required if you do want to take advantage of the 3 included career scenarios. So this one's coming in pretty standard price for Train Sim content, coming at $20 US, or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. In the second Train Simulator release for this week, we saw the release of the Amtrak E8 Scenario Pack. So this is a pack of 10 career scenarios for the Amtrak E8 locomotive. So it gives you a whole heap of different career opportunities and different sort of scenarios for Amtrak in its heyday in the 1970s. So it gives you a bit of options, a few different things here, and there's a whole different slew of different routes that are covered by this. So this is again one of those sort of mission scenario packs where you do have to have quite a few extra content available if you do want to take full advantage of this one. So as I said, it has 10 career scenarios included here for the Amtrak E8 locomotive, but to take full advantage of it you need to have the Donner Pass Southern Pacific route, you have to have the Sherman Hill route, and the Miami West Palm Beach route as well. So just bear that in mind if you want to take full advantage of this scenario and all the different options that it comes with through various spannings of different the train's lifespan, that if you do want to take advantage of those, you do need to have these different scenarios as the different route add-ons to make full compatible with this as well. So yeah, very interesting pack. Pretty not a bad, decent price. I always like seeing these packs. It's pretty stock standard price for train sim scenarios of $1 a scenario, and looking quite detailed as well. So if you are wanting to pick this one up to expand your train simulator experience, this one's coming in at $10 US, regional equivalent, available now on Steam. Alright, moving into rounding out our simulation release news for this week by going off-planet to the Red Planet with Red Rover. So, Red Rover, I'm going to start off by saying it's for $5. It's looking pretty interesting. So, this is literally one dude. So one dude by the name of Alan Chan basically went, I want to do a research project of exploring Mars, and I'm going to take, and he took all NASA's high-res Mars orbiter data, dumped it into a terrain engine, and it spat out a driving simulator. Basically, is kind of how it works, and it's really interesting. Like he's took full advantage of all, like a full, it looks like it's taking advantage of a full physics based driving simulator, but on another planet, on the Red Planet, using NASA's latest, most up-to-date released data, like terrain data. So this is really cool and interesting, and he's done it as a straight up, like, this is an open world simulator. There is no missions, there is no things to kill, shoot, whatever. It's you, a rover, and Mars data. Done. It's really simple and really interesting. He's come up with basically he's done in his words he's got 9 curated Mars data sets. So it's not the whole planet from what I can tell. He's just basically got the high res data. So dropped into the driving simulator, which is really interesting. Limited. I don't know whether he's going to expand it or not, but the price you can't go past. It's $5. And visually, it looks pretty damn stunning as well. So you have the option of driving from a first-person or a third-person point of view, and don't have to worry about paying for an actual waiting for Elon Musk to actually get us to Mars. So yeah, kind of interesting, kind of cool. Available, fully compatible with VR, but also available if you don't have VR, you can still explore it as well. As I said, really cool, really interesting way to sort of get in touch with getting a real sense of actually utilizing science data. So yeah. Kind of cool, kind of interesting. Good luck to you. But yeah, as I said, it's a full, open world. Just drive around, have a look, and have an experience of that. Kind of cool, kind of interesting. Red Rover. It may not be for you, but it might be. As I said, it does exactly what it says on the tin. It's a planetary driving simulator. As I said, no, I can't confirm whether it is the full planet or just the 9 curated data sets that he's done. So if you do pick this one up, I'd like to hear more about your experience with it because it looks kind of cool and kind of interesting, especially for those with VR. So yes, and for $5, probably can't go wrong. There you go. Anyway, so that is Red Rover, available now on Steam. And with that release, that does now round out the NovaWrap for this week. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these videos and want to see more. And of course, as always, you can catch up with me and all the things I'm up to between videos by finding me on Facebook and on Twitter. Just search NovaWing24. Alright, folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.